Well, this next video was done on the spur of the moment while I was fixing the boat, so please excuse my dirty work clothes. Well, for those of you who've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I'm not particularly easy on the poor old Hobie, and after 10 years of sailing, I had something happen the other day. I broke the rear beam. It actually fractured in half. And I went to my local aluminium guy and said, well, can you weld this, and until I get another one from Hobie. And he had a look at it, shook his head, nah mate, you can't fix that, nah you can't fix it. Well, I hate being told that you can't do something. So I'll show you the rear beam in a minute. I've taken the old one out, my new one's arrived from Hobie, and I'll put that in. What I did with the old beam, where it was fractured, it fractured just where it goes into the hull. And what I did, I got a 50 by 50 aluminium post. Got that fits exactly down the down the beam. Even though the beam is oval, this fits exactly in. Then I got the old carbog. I put that in both ends, put a liberal amount in both ends, and then I joined them. And I've actually been sailing like that for the past 3 weeks, waiting for the bit to arrive. But I'll just show you what the old beam looked like. So there's the old beam, and there's my fracture. As you can see, it's gone together pretty well, and it's nice and straight. And I've been out sailing in pretty gnarly weather, and that's held together really well. So if my other beam had taken another couple of weeks to arrive, or if I really couldn't afford the fair amount of money it cost to buy a new one, then I probably could have sailed with this for a fair while. But the other thing, while I've had the boat out of operation for a while, I just want to show you something else. Well, actually, before I show you that, I just want to talk to you about while I had all the bits and pieces off the boat, I'd also had to undo the trampoline, undo the lacing and whatever. Now, how many of you sail with just the lacing on your trampoline and nothing else? Well, I've always filled mine in because I hate all the water coming through. Initially, when I got this boat, I got a thing called a Mainsheet Overboard preventer from Hobie, like this thing. I think it was more than $100, and I had to sew it under the bottom of the boat. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see through it, but it's see-through, so it still allowed water to come through. Now, I've been sailing for the past 3 weeks with nothing down the centre of my boat, and all I'm getting is water up through the middle of the boat. And the other thing that really annoys me is that, okay, this is marketed as a Mainsheet Overboard preventer. So what it's supposed to do is prevent your Mainsheet ropes or your jib ropes from going down through the centre of your trampoline and losing them. Well, that's been happening to me with monotony over the last 3 weeks. It just drove me nuts. So I'm in the middle of putting the middle back in my boat, and I'll just show you what I've done, because you might want to think about doing that. I'll show you the middle of what I've done, and then I'll show you how I do it. Now there's the middle of the boat where the trampoline laces up, and it's all been sealed up. And here's the back, which is all open. Now that's where they expect you to use your Mainsheet Overboard preventer, either there or down the middle. But having that open like that has meant that my Mainsheet rope has been going down there nearly every time I sail. So I'm going to show you what you can do to fill that in. So again, go to your local hardware store and get some stuff called core flute. That's the stuff that they make election posters out of. Only cost about $5 a sheet. Then I've already done most of the back here, but cut it into strips so it's going to fit in this space here. You don't need to be exact, because what we're doing is we're going to use this and then we're going to put this over the top. I'll explain about this in a minute. So you just take this and you thread it through your ropes like that. And then you just get this from your hardware store as well. You get it in packs of 4. The interlocking sheets. I've already cut this to go through here. You need to cut this so that it fits fairly snugly between each side of your trampoline. And then it's just a matter of threading it through here. Now, I won't show you the whole lot, but it's real easy to thread, so let's just... Okay, now that's all done. Now, doesn't that look better than having Mainsheet Overboard preventer? Looks nice and neat. I'll give you a bit of a close-up. Then, as an added thing to stop your Mainsheet ropes from going overboard, again from the same hardware store, just get this quad stuff. It's just the stuff that electrical cable fits in. It comes apart, but I won't take it apart. You'll find it in your hardware store. Then I just mount that at the back here, and that will also help to catch the rope if it's going to fall off the back. So there you go. Now all I've really done when I'm at the hardware store doing the other stuff, just got a very cheap rubber mat, $4, and I've cut it into this shape. Now you can make this any size you like. I've made this to this size because I find it suits me, but that just goes back here and down here, because when you're doing jibes and tacks, don't forget the tacks, you are putting your foot here when you turn around. Also when you're sailing, a lot of the time your foot is around about this area. Having all this here means that your foot doesn't fall through any ropes, and you've got a bit of a bundle of ropes back here, but that sort of hides it. Now again, I won't show you how I screw this, but I've got stainless steel screws, and I screw this not through the trampoline, but under here you've got ropes, and I just screw them into there. Got more ropes here, screw it here, got more ropes here, screw it through there, screw it through. Don't screw it through your trampoline, for heaven's sake, just screw it through your ropes, and that sort of finishes it off. Now to finish this off really nicely, you might want to put your Mainsheet rope and your traveller rope through here and put a knot on the other side. I use a soldering iron. Make sure that you're not going through your ropes here, but just using your soldering iron, go through, make a nice hole. You've got to melt a hole right through this, through the rubber, and then through the core flute to the other side. So just keep pressing through the other one. You can put your traveller rope through the first one. Just use a screwdriver, poke it through. Just come through the other side, and your Mainsheet rope down through here, and then we're going to tie a knot. I'll show you in the end of both ropes, thread them through some of the trampoline straps. Nice and neat. I'll just show you what it's like underneath. There you go. Just a couple of knots and they can't come loose. Just pull those. So I think that looks pretty neat. Well, that's it for today's workshop. I hope that's given you some ideas of what to do if your rear bar cracks, way to temporarily fix it. It worked quite well for me, even though I was told it wouldn't work. In most emphatic terms, I might add. Anyway, the boat worked okay, and I think, well, hopefully you'll agree that the finished product here is better than that Mainsheet Overboard preventer. So, good sailing on your Hobie, and I hope you found this a useful tip. I'll catch you later. More videos coming up.